Pickaxe.
Hello and welcome to YOMP. YOMP is a movie podcast in which myself, Sophie Bouphe Rogerson, and my delightful, delicious co-host, G-Star Games.
Hello.
Colloquially known as G-Star Games.
Yes.
I don't know where I was going with that. We tend to talk about films and that. We pick a movie, right? Well, we have a list of movies and then we roll some dice. Yes. And then the dice decide what we want to watch. And this week the dice decided, oh, where's my mouth saying stuff without the brain thinking?
We've for those of you who don't know, we join a VC, and because it's a good opportunity to catch up, we yap a lot.
Oh, Lord, do we yap?
Yeah, we yap a lot beforehand because we just want to catch up and chat and have a nice time. But then when we get to the recording part, we're like, yapped
We
out.
don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful because the listeners don't have to listen to us talk about like girl problems.
Yeah.
For like 3 hours. You just hear a little bit of the girl problems coming in.
Yeah.
Like occasionally. Like I got tattooed last week and I am so itchy.
God, yeah, I don't. It's been a while for me to get a tattoo because the one that I had was in Manchester, and they're a bit far now for me. So and it's a lot of effort.
You're due for a tattoo.
I am. I feel really sad because I used to like going and getting tattoos. It's nice, and it's
I fell asleep in my latest tattoo.
Damn.
And I didn't think it was possible. I thought that people would do. They said that shit, and I was like, I have no idea how you could do that, mate. And then I've been getting my back tattooed. I had an owl put on it, and then this latest session, I've had some like brambles and little spider added around the moth that's already on my back. And the guy that I go to see now, he's from Romania, and his name is Gabriel, and he is absolutely fucking amazing because he is so precise and so good at communicating what will look good, what I want, what he thinks will work, and he's got really good taste in music. Shout out to Gabriel. I don't know his surname. I can't pronounce it.
I love when like a tattoo artist, they're easy to talk to in the sense that like, I think it would look good here or there, or I want it this size, or just get really into the details of what needs to happen. Because there's been times where I've dealt with a tattoo artist and they're like not really being very friendly or receptive, and they're being a bit arsey about things, and it's like, this is gonna go on my body. You need to be a bit like, you need to chill out. That was
exactly the problem that I had before.
Yeah.
With the bat on my bum and the moth on my back. It was done by, I won't drop names because obviously that's mean. He didn't speak very good English. Same tattoo shop. They did guest spots in my tattoo studio. And the guy was like, the manager was like, this guy will be really good for you. I think he'll really pull it off. He couldn't speak a word of English, and then he put the stencils on, and I was like, yeah, they look good. But then he managed to put a big black shadow, like where they do that big border around everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, he finished, and he wrapped it up and sent me on my way, and I didn't even get to see it. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got home and I looked at it and I was like, man, this shit is dark. But I mean, I'll get used to it, and it'll heal lighter, it'll look good. I never got used to it. It's been about a year now. No.
That is very upsetting because it's so permanent.
It's on my bottom as well. And so I have to go back. I'm going to get it lasered and fixed. Like, they might give me a decent rate on it. I'm going to get some of the shading taken from around the back and then touched up in a way that it'll look like it'll pop a bit better.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it just looks like a big smudge. And the new manager that I showed, she said, it looks like it's been in the sun. Like you've been in the sun every day.
Yeah,
even though
like it's sun bleached it or something.
Sun bleached. And it's sun damaged, even though it's on my bottom, and I never go out in the sun anyway, but I certainly never get my bottom out in the sun. Oh, can you
Clutches
imagine?
pearls.
I know. So I'm going to go for a laser consultation, which is exciting.
Very daunting prospects, but I'm sure it'll be for the best because,
well, it's on my body and I don't look, I mean, I do. I look at my bottom all the time. But the new tattoos that I got a bat on my knee as well. And he is absolutely gorgeous.
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little fucking guy. He's perfect. So I fell asleep. I was on my front when I was having my back tattooed, obviously. I was laying down and I was the only one in the shop with Gabriel and the manager, and I was just zoned out. He put some like dub music on, and it was I was just like, I was fucking gone. It was the nicest, most relaxing experience.
Well, that's nice because when it's a person, and I've dealt with tattoo art. Mine, the one that I got accustomed to, that I think they were really in the beginning, because I have been with them for a while and I've gone back to them for a while. In the beginning, they were a little bit more rigid, and they've got social issues in terms of communicate. I think they've got autism, so it's hard to communicate or set boundaries or say something in a way that doesn't come across as really blunt and whatever. So, but they've come a long way, and they're really different now. Compared to when I first went to them, and I'd be I prefer it like this, or I prefer this size, and we'd have to wipe it off and re-stencil. And they, in the beginning they used to have it felt a bit I was annoying them a little bit, or if you'd asked to resize, but later on, not like that at all, really just easy to ask to change something or do something a certain way. And you should be like that because it's a big thing. It's a tattoo, for God's sake. And it's
this is the thing. He, at least Gabriel, helps me feel comfortable with asking these questions.
Yeah.
And being what do you think will look best? And he positions it and he said, I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to do it this way. Let's have a look. And he's like, I can take a picture. We can work with it. And it was so good. It was a really comfortable experience. And and the manager took a picture. They take a picture of the work, and then they take a picture of you with the artist afterwards. And I said, it's like when you get off a fucking roller coaster.
Yeah, and you get your...
And I was like, oh my God, I've been being inked for 8 hours. I've had a nap. It's 8:30 in the evening now, and you've taken a picture. And she tagged me on Instagram, and I just look the fucking worst. And I was like, you know what? What am I supposed to do? This is it. This is me after being... And Gabriel's looking top of the world. He's had a great time. Even though he said it was like doing the washing up for 8 hours.
I don't mind if it's you take a picture of the tattoo and... it's not your face or anything. It's just the tattoo itself, right? Yeah. That's fine. That's whatever, But a picture where it's oh my God, you've just gone off a roller coaster,
It's so fucking funny. Gabriel, BSLG_tattoo is his thing on Instagram. He's an amazing artist. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to the manager of the studio that took a picture of me. I'm going to send this to G, but
please do.
It's very funny. My knee was so swollen, man.
Oh God, I can imagine. I've never gotten a tattoo on my knee, so I can imagine it's because it's the bone. It feels like your bone
very
is
sensitive.
drilled into, you know?
Yeah, it was like really sensitive, but I was grinning and bearing it, and it wasn't actually as bad as when I had the owl in the window, because that was all in one spot, and it was like getting up there in the pain thresholds. Ooh,
Oh my god, yeah, that is. You look like you've just woken up from a like a 10-hour nap, essentially.
I was fucking done. I had a great time.
You genuinely look like you've just woken up, though. That is so fucking funny.
I had just woken up.
So there you go.
Gabriel's just like, oh, he's such a lovely man.
He looks like such a sweet dude.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
And he's lovely.
Yeah.
And he was the guy that he said it was the last time he was over. I said, have you been doing much while you're here? And he said, I'm going to go to the water museum. And I said, the what? He was like, the water museum. I was like, you mean the aquarium?
Oh.
He's adorable. And then he went up the Blackpool Tower and sent me a picture of it. I was like, that's just great.
Well, because he's like a guest.
Yeah,
because that's not a permanent place. Where does he come from then?
So he's from Romania. So he has his own tattoo shop in Romania with his. I think he does it with his wife, maybe. But he travels all over the world doing like guest spots and convention.
Very cool.
He's won awards, and it's great. What a fucking lovely man. Well done.
That's so
he can
nice.
Have my money.
Yeah. It's nice when you find someone like, who's worthy of praise and all the rest of it. That's good.
He is a fantastic artist. Like, big up artists in general.
Oh, yeah.
Hats off to you. Never get an AI tattoo artist, could you?
Oh, God. AI tattoos. How demented would that be?
I'm gonna get one now.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, can I have a tattoo? And it'll just turn out like this fucking horrific monstrosity. Jesus holding two babies being rescued from a flood with McDonald's hamburger signs all over the place.
Oh, my God. I'd never even stopped to think about people probably going and generating art like that and going and getting a tattoo of it. Oh, how awful would that be?
Insanity. I bet they're gonna do it. I'm telling you now. They're gonna get it so that you can have an AI tattoo and there's a machine that does it for you.
Oh, and that's awful.
You don't have to talk to or look at a person, and it's gonna be horrific. It's not going to work.
The prospect of that is just so upsetting, honestly.
I've ruined the mood. I've absolutely ruined.
It never even crossed my mind like that. But it's a reality. I really do think that is where some people, what they will do. That they'll end up doing that. That's so. Sends shivers up my spine.
It's a good segue.
It is a good segue. I will use this opportunity because we usually do this at the end, and a lot of people probably don't know that we have one, but we have a Patreon. So I want to put that in there now and not right when we're about to end the episode. And we usually do the shout out thank yous at the end, but
I'd love to just kind of mention the people that help us out.
Yeah,
the top tier.
Yeah, I mean,
guys.
Crazy stuff. There's 3 or 4 different tiers, but the Giga Yompers are the producer level type supporters. And, like I said, there's people at all different tiers that support the Patreon and the podcast. But the ones at the top tier, really, thank you a lot. And we appreciate you so much.
Yes, I'm going to say your names when I log into the Patreon.
I've got them right here. But
oh my God, she's on it.
I'm ready to thank. So thank you to Steve, Lawrence, Thibodeau, Scott 5877, I'm a Robot, Luck, and Enki. You guys are amazing.
You guys are such wonderful people, and the podcast has been in flux recently, so We cannot thank you enough for persevering with us.
Yeah. So exactly. So thank you for sticking with us. Thank you for sticking. And this is just for everyone as well. Thank you for sticking around, even though Simon is not here. And, you know, we don't know if he'll ever come back. However, the game plan is that we will continue to do this and we will be bringing in guests.
Can you imagine? And if you've got any ideas for guests that you would like to us to talk to,
we have ideas. We have ideas of who we want to bring in that we think you guys will enjoy. We want to get like Lewis back on. We want to get Pyrian on. You know, we've got people in mind, and you know, we want to continue to have the same level of like effort that we've always put into the podcast, but we want to bring, you know, new perspectives from different people into each episode.
because I already know I have ideas of how G will react to certain films. I'm never 100% sure, because you can never be. She keeps things, you know, tucked up her sleeve. She's but like I kind of know where her brain goes.
Yeah, you know whereabouts, but how interesting will it be when we bring on, you know, like just any random like, you know, like a Pyrian, or, you know,
I'm
maybe...
going to go and find somebody off the street. I'm going to be like, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? And they'll be like, could you fucking leave me alone, you crazy bitch? And then I'm running after them with a microphone going, what do you think?
What do you think?
What do you fucking think of Wayne's World?
Oh my god! But
I want to watch Wayne's World.
That's a good idea. It's a really good idea. But yeah,
that is one of my mom's favorite films.
It's a great film.
Should we get my mom on it? Oh,
hell yeah!
Mate.
I just want guests, and I think people have been suggesting we bring in guests because we've only ever done it for a Christmas period, and I think people, you know, are pretty receptive to it. So yeah, and since Simon's not here, don't know if he'll ever come back or whatever, but I just want to focus on moving forward, bringing in guests, and having a good time with it. And I think
let's have a good time.
And that's what I want. So thank you.
This insatiable hunger for guests.
I do.
We need to feed her guests.
You got to feed it, because I'm getting restless. Okay.
She's like, send more guests.
Send more guests. But thank you to the Patreon people. If you want to support us over on the Patreon, it is patreon.com/YOMPcast, and there are various different tiers.
So that's all very well and good.
Yes.
But we watched a film.
We did watch a film.
And it was Sophie's Choice. It was Sophie's Choice.
Well, not the film Sophie's Choice. But...
No. Oh, God, yeah, that is a film, isn't it? Should we watch that?
I'm pretty sure I had it on my list. I'm pretty sure it's still somewhere on my secondary list. So
Sophie's
you never know.
Choice. Is there any films with your name in the title? I wonder.
I don't actually know, you know.
I'm going to figure that one out, just because I'd be interested, because I remember me and Simon did go through films. There is a film called Honeydew. So that was, we laughed about that.
I think he what was it on his Letterboxd, and he put his top 5 movies, and it was spelled out his name or Diggy Holeman or something.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There is a film called G.
Slay.
It's 54 minutes long.
Okay.
It's from 2009, and it's a crime film, and it says a crew of drug dealers bite off more than they can chew.
So is it G as in GEE or just G?
Yeah.
Oh,
GEE.
Okay.
Country of origin, Australia. Filming location, Sydney.
What?
Yeah.
Holy shit, the plot thickens.
The plot does thicken. I think either way, we might have to watch this as a bonus.
Yeah.
Because this is, I mean, it's probably going to be
shit
less than great.
Probably.
It's directed, written, and starring Matt Durant. So it's got the same guy.
Oh, wow, yeah. Director, Matt Durant. Writer, Matt Durant. Stars, Matt Durant.
Matt Durant. There's actually quite a few.
Oh, he plays G.
Yeah. He plays G. And then there's GG. There's a film called GG. G Magic. G Magic.
So funny.
I love this. Yeah. This is fucking great. Super G.
Super G. I mean, G is a very, easy word to incorporate. Because it's a fucking letter, innit?
It's a fucking letter.
It's a letter.
That's brilliant. It's a letter. But we did a different film. We did a film that I love. Dellamorte Dellamore, also known as Cemetery Man, from 1994. Oh boy, I forgot what this film. I haven't seen this film in a long time. You know how wonderful I am at forgetting things that I've watched. Like, I forget. I've got the memory of a fucking sieve. I think it's from being on antidepressants since I was 12, but it's just completely wrecked any sort of you can't form memories anymore. It's fine.
This is a very you fucking movie, though. Holy shit. I'm like...
This might be one of the most Sophie movies of all time.
Yes. Every minute of it, I was like, this is a Sophie movie. 100 fucking percent.
Shall I go through a checklist of what this film involves?
Well, I should have a fucking bingo sheet at this point.
Oh my god, let's make a fucking Sophie movie bingo sheet and then a G-Star movie bingo sheet, because I'm going to do that.
That's going to be so good because, it had tits.
It had fucking glorious tits.
Yeah, it had sex. It had fucking limbs and heads exploding or being decapitated.
Yes, it had dead bodies. It had zombies.
Skeletons.
It had...
Graveyard.
It had comedy. It had a completely weird ending.
I just simply, I felt like I was in a fever dream.
This is what it's like being me.
Yeah. But throughout, I was like, yep, this is a Sophie film. This is a Sophie film.
It was kind of low budget in a way.
Fucking was it?
No, it was low budget in the way that things looked kind of shit.
They kind of did. I'm going to, just get this out of the way. 4 million on the budget. 4 million, okay? And it earned 254,000 at the box office.
Oh, so sad face.
That is very sad. But 4 million,
very sad face.
That's huge.
It's enormous. So yeah, this film, Cemetery Man, is not as good a name as Dellamorte Dellamore, which is beautiful.
Yeah, I thought that because it started off and then I realized all of the fucking credits were in Italian. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, it's a collaboration between a lot of different countries, but most importantly, it's directed by I can't pronounce his name, Michel Sophies.
Okay,
Michel
Italian
Sophies.
Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's done fucking cool films. I think that most of the later ones, the earlier ones of his work, as a director. So Stage Fright, fucking amazing. The Church, aka Demons 3, The Sect, and Cemetery Man. Those are some amazing. And then he worked on Phenomena and Demons, Tenebrae, The Brothers Grimm as well. What a fucking incredible thing to do. He was an actor in a few, in Demons, in The Black Cat, City of the Living Dead, Alien 2, all of these things. God, what a fucking brilliant guy. All of his work incorporates so much of the stuff that I love, and this is sort of pinnacle.
This really is. Yeah, it's like wow. Wow, like it's a.
Wow.
I mean, you've had this on the list for a very long time.
I have, and I always knew that I loved it. I've loved it for a really long time, and I forgot how much I love. I'm getting this out of the way right now. This is one of my favorite films, and I forgot how much I loved it.
Yeah.
Do you do that, or is that just a
yes,
a brainless thing?
Well, I know there definitely are, because like I know that like I'll like a film, but then I rewatch it and I'm like, holy I love this film. You're just reminded of how much you like it, right? Or how much you love it. Yeah,
and so I mean I can't remember even the first time I watched it, but yeah, wow, it really stuck with me.
Yeah, it's a more higher budget Bouphe film, let's say, because you like to watch a lot of like lower budget ones as well.
I love the low budget shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened for me to like the stuff I do, but I'm very happy that I do, because wow. So it centers around Rupert. Is that his name? Rupert Everett?
Rupert Everett, yeah.
Yeah. And he works in a graveyard, a cemetery, and they think the bodies just keep coming back to life. It's never explained in the film why they do this.
No, it's really never explained.
I know why. Like, I know why. Like, now as a person.
What?
That I've read things about it, but I know why they come back to life. I do.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna have to explain, because I feel like there's like a lot of metaphors. I don't know if I'm just like reading too much into it, but I feel like there is metaphors in this, because there's a character that just keeps reappearing, like the woman.
Yes.
Anna.
Yeah.
Is it? No, it's not Anna. It's the woman that he's like in love with. And
Anna Falchi.
It is
her.
Okay. So she just keeps coming back.
She just keeps coming back. You can't get rid of her.
Even though she keeps dying. And I'm like, wait a minute. Is this like a metaphor for him like falling in love in life, and he just keeps like getting let down by the loves of his life, but she looks like the same girl? Or he keeps seeing the same girl in like every other woman that he tries to fall.
The same qualities.
Yeah. Like I was like, what the fuck? Or is it just... like he just, I don't fucking know. Does she keep back? Like what the fuck is going on in this film? I was so confused.
It's yeah. So he has an assistant called Nyagi. Nagi. And he can only say nya.
Nya.
Which is not like nya, cute cat.
Well, it sounded like Nagi, as in like a snake, or something. I was like, what?
Nagi. What? It's spelt GNAGHI, but I do love the subtitles that you get with Prime on this, because they have no fucking idea what the vibe is here. I did watch it on Prime. Turns out I don't actually own this, so I'm gonna get the Blu-ray now, because this is one that I want to keep. I want to keep this in my life.
I'm surprised, but you forgot that you even liked it.
This is the shit I do, though, G. I watch so many movies, and I go, I fucking love that movie. And then it turns out that I just never see it again for the next 10 years. And then I watch it again and go, I fucking love that movie.
Well, there are a lot of fucking movies, so I'll give you that. I'm
sitting in a room filled with movies that I cannot remember the plot to.
I mean, when you just watch that many, they kind of not blend together, but like they kind of do a little bit, and it's hard to keep track of all this stuff.
There's two films that I always get confused just because they're names as well, like Demon Warp and Demon Wind. I can't remember that, and I forget instantly. I forget everything. I forget the plot of so many of these fucking things, but I think it's tied to the face blindness thing that I have as well. Everything is just completely, I don't know what the fuck is going on in my brain, but it's like, when You know when you play peekaboo with babies?
Yes.
This is like playing peekaboo with me.
Okay, so as soon as you don't, it's like hiding.
It's like cover my eyes and then it's like peekaboo and I'm like, aha, that's a fucking great film, Peekaboo.
She's already distracted.
I've gone.
She's already, she's talking about a metaphor or analogy and she's like, wait a minute. Peekaboo is also a really good film.
So Rupert Everett and Nagi, I've forgotten his name. It's Francesca Damorte.
Is
it?
A
cool film.
Oh yeah, it is Francesca Damorte. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
Which is a very apt film. It's like what's that thing where your name, nominative determinism, where your name tells you is sort of like you just sort of gravitate towards that work. Much like G-Star Games, like you were bound to be
a gamer,
a streamer. Yeah, you were bound to be a gamer from the day you were born.
Exactly.
You were just like,
that's my Christian
wonderful
name. It's
a Christian name.
G-Star Games. I do love the cemetery a lot. Or like the shot of them. Yeah, it's like the walkway to get into the grounds, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's fantastic. They the cemetery is it's in like a commune of Buffaloria, I think is the name of it. The Buffalora. And it's like, so in Europe they have communes, which are kind of like towns that are just like set away from everything else. They've got everything they need there. So the gist of it is that this Francesco, he's never actually lived outside of Buffalo either. He doesn't know that there is anything outside of this. He's barely aware of anything outside of the cemetery.
I'm a little confused by that because he's got a very English accent and this is clearly in Italy somewhere, right? What?
Yeah, all right. Well, no, not get bogged down in the details.
I mean, what the fuck? He's so English.
A lot of people have English and American accents in this.
There's a couple people. There's like, I think there's him and the guy at the post office, maybe. Yeah. But that's about it. So I was like, what do you mean?
What do you mean? Well, I just ignored that.
For the sake of it, yeah.
For the sake of it. Him and Nagi, they're digging the graves. They're beating the shit out of the ones that are coming back. Because he's like, for some reason, within 7 days, they decide to just come back again. Why would you want to fucking do that? Dunno.
So his job is to, put down any of the dead that rise within 7 days. But he doesn't.
I don't think anyone else knows that for sure. They say it's a rumor that they come back. But the mayor doesn't know about it. Nobody really knows. He doesn't get paid extra. He's just doing this. And one day, a funeral, a guy's dead. There's a dead guy. And he sees the widow. Well, he doesn't know that she's the widow yet, but there's this woman there, and he finds her bewitching. He's enchanted by this lady. She has some of the fullest lips and the biggest tits.
Well, she's definitely got a tit job.
Do you think? I mean, I was looking.
Are you fucking serious?
Some ladies have very, very full breasts, G.
It's not that. It's just they were very, very firm looking.
Very firm.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure she's got them fake tits.
Yeah.
But they're very nice looking. They're nice.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
So there's a bit where she's walking down the... It's a little bit further on than the beginning, but she's wearing a satin as like a silk blouse, and she's walking down the like main pathway, and it's just like, what's that sentence where she breasted down the stairs boobily, like everything she does is tit.
Breasted down the stairs. I love that.
I don't know what the actual sentence is.
I don't care what it is. It's
like,
that now. Like, that's fabulous. That is just, that's incredible. What an incredible fucking saying.
I mean, I may have made that up. She breasted boobily down the stairs.
Oh my God.
It's a sample of how male writers writing female characters. Cassandra woke up to the rays of sun streaming through the slats on her blinds, cascading over her naked chest. She stretched, her breasts lifting with her arms as she greeted the sun. She rolled out of bed and put on a shirt, her nipples prominently showing through the thin fabric. She breasted boobily to the stairs and titted downwards.
What the fuck? I can't.
I mean, it's true, like, but she's the embodiment of titting downwards.
I've made a really horrible discovery.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I've Googled, does Anna Falke have fake boobs? And it says she's a showgirl, and it says she regrets having breast implants. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, but then the first result is Boobpedia.
Oh my God, there's a Wikipedia for boobs.
I swear to God. And it's got a description of her name, and it's got just pictures of her naked with her tits out. Like,
wow.
Yeah, it's not even subtle. It's just, wow. I never knew there was a Boobpedia.
We should have known. We should have been able to guess that from the state of the world, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm shocked, but not really, you know?
Like Wikifeet.
Yeah. Why is there a Boobpedia? Like, come on, man.
Sound of me Googling this.
Yeah, it's like, that's disgusting. What's the name of it?
What's the name of this website?
Types aggressively. What's the name of this website so I can avoid it?
I think she's got cracking knockers, personally.
Well, she's got fake tits.
I know, but they look good on her. I don't know. I mean, I understand, like, if you don't, if you regret it, that's, you know.
I think it's weird because a lot of them usually do end up regretting it, you'll find. I read that a lot. Like, because I think that after having it for, like, such a long time, they end up just going, oh, man, can do without. Like, I've seen a lot of people, like, feel that way after a certain time with fake boobs.
She's Finnish-Italian.
I know,
lovely.
Isn't that interesting? She did look like she had a bit of, you know...
Scandinavian sort of... She's got a really, like... I know that... she's got a very interesting face. Like, I think it is captivating, right? So there, yeah, fantastic. What a great set of baps on there. But I mean, Francesco is also very excited about seeing a lady there who isn't this old bitch that keeps showing up every day at the cemetery.
Engineer or whatever.
The engineer.
Yeah.
The engineer. And she's like, she's pestering him and she thinks Nagi's a cutie and she gives him little presents. And I think that's sweet.
That is sweet, honestly.
So he's like, I'm really sorry about your father. And she's like, that's my husband. And she goes on about how good of a fuck he is. And you can see the picture on his tombstone. Yeah. He's kind of smirking. Yeah. And it's really funny because later on it changes.
Oh, I didn't notice that it changed. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really funny that his little picture like goes from like smirking when she's talking about how good of a lover he is. But then when spoilers, they're fucking on the gravestone later and his face has sort of changed a little bit. It's like sneering almost.
I just thought it was so fucking unhinged to be having sex on the gravestone, especially with the fact that these damn dead bodies come back to life. Like,
she didn't know that.
Well, he did. He fucking did, but he was like so, you know, like mesmerized and he was down bad that he was like, yeah, fuck it, why not?
Look, I mean, hell yeah, let's go for it, man. I know that you might come back at any moment, but she was like, oh, we shared everything, you know? We told each other, we were very honest with each other. So, she was chill with it.
She's a freak. That's all I'm going to say. She a freak.
She a freak. But he really puts his foot in his mouth with this one. He's like, oh, I'm really sorry about your dead husband or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah, he says something along the lines of like, oh, it happens to all of us, or like, he makes a joke.
We'll all end up here anyway.
Yeah. She didn't appreciate that.
She's like, for fuck's sake, my husband's died, you fucking moron. I mean, we've all had experiences like this with blokes, I think.
What?
They keep following you and they keep saying stuff, and it's like, shut up, oh my god.
Well, they'll try anything, you know. They'll say anything. But it fucking worked very quickly with her. Yeah. Because I think he tries once or twice, and then I think the second time they go to the catacombs or something.
Oh, the ossuary, yes. Yeah. In the meantime, he's got one of his only friends that's outside of Nagi is Franco, who works in the archives, maybe? I don't know what he's doing.
Who's Franco?
Franco's the other British guy, the one that's...
He's at the post office, isn't he?
He's at the post office.
Yeah, that's where he gets his
paycheck and stuff.
Well, yeah, I thought it was so funny. He was like, you gotta fill out an M3 form. I'm like, that is so British.
He's so excited about filling out forms, is this guy as well.
Yeah, it's very British.
Very. But yeah, he's one of his only friends that's outside, and he believes, he's like, why don't you tell the mayor about this? You know, you're not getting paid. He's like, I'm not getting paid extra. He's like, tell the mayor so we can fill out a form.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want them to close the cemetery just because dead people are coming back.
Ugh.
I know, right? You lose your job over this shit. Yeah. You just got to deal with your fucking horrible work because the dead people. But he's like, I don't want to lose my job just because of zombies, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, that is the job, though, isn't it? Like, you know, the mayor. I think the mayor is like one of the only people who knows that.
Do you think the mayor knows?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Is he just demanding that he wants?
He just wants a pay rise, right? Isn't that
he wants a pay rise for it?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure one of the only people who knows this is the two people who take care of the cemetery, and then the mayor, because he's employed. You know,
I guess so.
But then he jokes with that guy, the other British guy, and he's like, "No, they really do come back to life." And he's like, okay, then, sure, whatever you say.
And it's otherwise, it's a rumor.
Yes.
That, like the town sort of knows.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we've got a few cast of recurring characters. The lady comes back. This is when she's titting boobily around the cemetery. When he's like, I'm gonna go and talk to her. And he says, oh, we've got a lovely ossuary. And she's like, an ossuary? I don't know why.
Yeah.
Women love bones, okay? I love bones.
I was like, she's like, bitches love bones. Am I right, ladies?
Bitches love bones, okay? Give that bitch a bone. Throw that bitch a bone.
Yeah.
He wants to show her the ossuary. And for some reason, this is the turning point. This is the bit where she goes, you know what? Let's make out in the ossuary. Let's have a fuck on my husband's grave.
I just found the whole ossuary bit so fucking weird because he or she puts a fucking red thing over his face.
She puts a veil over his face.
Yeah.
And they have a snog with the veil. I think it's a way of her not feeling so bad about kissing another man so close. Close to her husband's
I get the
death.
logic there in a way, if you can believe it. I can get the weird, demented logic here. And then they're making out. She's got her black veil on. He's got his red veil. I'm sure there's some symbolism, imagery there with the veils. And then she backs up because she's like, oh my God. And then the fucking skeletons that are hanging on the wall are groping her. and taking her fucking clothes off.
Yes. So the veils is exactly like Rene Magritte's painting The Lovers.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah, you recognise it, and it's like, oh, what is that? She's sniffing things in the ossuary as well, by the way. She's so into this. She's like, I fucking love bones.
I mean, she was getting pretty horny while she was down there, so I'm like, okay, is something triggering this? Because it seemed really like out of, she did a very quick turnaround on
she did
the situation.
And this ossuary it's not a pretty ossuary. This is like, it's an underground cave full of bones and roots and cobwebs. I've seen some pretty ossuaries. There are...
Not to brag, guys, but I've seen some pretty fucking cool ossuaries.
You should see my ossuary. That'll get you going, boys. It's... now, there are places that really go... They build entire churches. I forget. I think it might be Portugal. There's a lot of Hispanic countries that really put they treasure these bones and they build things out of them, and it's really nice. The beautiful buildings. I'd love to visit. I'd love to visit them. So they have a little snog with the faces covered up, and for some reason the skeletons are trying to take her tits off. Take her tits off? Take her shirt off. Don't take her tits off. I was getting distracted by tits. I'm really sorry.
Tits.
She said it's this place. She just gets turned on by bones. She runs off shirtless, and he's having a sniff of everything. But like he goes outside, and there's the Ignis Fatuus. The will o' the wisps.
Oh, those little floating blue flame things.
Yeah. Can you see the strings?
I don't think I actually could, I mean, oh no, I can.
You
Yep.
can.
Yeah.
You can. She's standing somewhere completely shirtless.
She's just staring
she's not run
out
away
into the lake.
Yeah. And he makes his move, because you would. You totally fucking would.
She was pretty, ready.
She was getting, she's crying a little bit, but she's, she gets a kit off, for him.
I didn't think it would escalate so much. I thought they were just going to be like making out on his gravestone. And then very quickly, they were fucking. They're right there, and the little will-o'-the-wisps are floating around watching,
because they love it. They love it too. But it escalates super fast. They're fucking on his gravestone. And do you like the? Is this the bit where she has wings? Behind her, there is a little bit where she's in front of.
Oh, like there's like a statue behind her. I don't.
Yeah,
she
there
like
is a
dies during this scene, right?
Yeah, she does. So she gets bitten by her husband. Comes back.
Yeah, no, there are wings behind her. You're right.
There are wings behind her. Yeah. So her husband. Her husband is there behind her. And he gives her a lovely chomp. And he's shouting for Nagi to come and save the day. And she's like, "You've been so understanding. What the fuck? Let me have this." Even though he's been bitten, he's biting her. But he gets a cross to the face, not the back of the head, and he thinks that she's dying. She's dying. Holy shit! Get a doctor. She'll be fine. She'll be all right.
I like how they were having like sex, and then Nagi was like eating his bowl of fucking spaghetti, and he could see them.
Classic.
And he got like annoyed. I'm like, honestly, valid, my guy. You're just trying to enjoy your fucking midnight spaghetti, as we all do.
I love my midnight spaghetti.
And getting annoyed because, oh my God, I've got the movie playing on the side and I've just seen Rupert's dick.
Yes, we were at the same point in time.
Oh my God.
Like, literally, when you said, oh my God, I saw his penis.
I didn't even notice that the first time. What the fuck?
I'm going back to look at his penis some more.
For research purposes.
It's research purposes. So he takes her back to the where he lives, his shitty little crap hole house, to get the doctor. And the doctor is like, she die. Oh, she die. And let me just pause at the penis. And there we go.
It's pretty there. Like, I didn't realize how much of it got caught in the frame, but it's there.
Yeah, man. More. I just think that, it's fun. It's cool. We should have the option.
Men and women.
We should have the option.
Well, I saw Jason, what's his name? The guy that plays Lucius Malfoy, Jason Isaac.
Oh, where does he get his wiener out?
He's in the 3rd season of The White Lotus, and he's in a fucking robe, and it's just cocks out.
Wow.
And his whole, he's really disheveled because he's been taking lorazepam or something.
Of course.
And he got asked the question by an interviewer by a woman, and he got really annoyed because he's like, you wouldn't ask that of a female.
What did she ask him?
I don't know. I think it was something like, were you prepared for, or how did it feel to do the nudity or something along those lines, And he was like, you wouldn't ask that, to a woman getting naked in a scene or anything like that, which...
Yes, they would.
They probably would.
Yeah.
But it is more normal to see female nudity than it is to see male nudity.
It is. Although a lot of the time it's just breasts.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to see bushes often.
Depends on the movie and when it was made, but around this time you'd see a lot of more tits, some vagina.
Yeah. So the doctor, she dies, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And I love how they've put they've given her eye drops, so her pupils are so big.
Yeah, they're huge.
That's something I noticed. She's got massive pupils, and that's so accurate in a way. It's brilliant, and I like that. And she dies, and he waits over her for 7 days to make sure that she's going to be okay. She's not going to come back, and if she does, then he can kill her. The inspector, the guy, the police inspector is coming round. He's like, I don't know, man. She too bit her. Her husband raped her and then bit her.
Oh my God, man. There's so much of that in the movie.
Yeah. Came back from the dead, he raped and then bit her to death, and he's like, yeah, I didn't rape her. I didn't rape her.
Yeah, my God. It was just so... I'm like, what are these conversations? Because there's a conversation later down the line with the same woman, but she's a different person, and she's like, oh, he raped me, but I liked it. I was like,
I
what
liked it.
What?
And then we did it again.
Yeah, I was like,
to say sorry.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on, bro?
Brilliant. Anyway, they he says, well, she died of a heart attack from fear, and so you're no longer a suspect because you're impotent, basically. So we get the we don't know whether he's actually genuinely impotent, right?
Well, they make a point of mentioning it, right?
They make a point of mentioning it a couple of times.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, what is this important that he's impotent?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It's important that they mention it a couple of times.
Yeah, I just couldn't follow on why it was so important. Because she mentioned something about him, she can only have... What is it?
I can only love an impotent man.
Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm impotent, I'm impotent.
Yeah, so it's like, but were they having sex before she died in this first bit? And then he's saying that he's impotent just so that he doesn't get done for killing her.
Yeah, but like I started to lose track of all of that because he starts to lose the fucking plot.
Yes.
Right? So I'm just like, okay, sure. It just felt like throwaway things for me because of how unhinged the killing becomes and how blatant and all over the place it becomes, right? So it just felt like a bit of a throwaway comment, a throwaway detail.
Yeah. But it is reasonably relevant to part of the stories. He's waiting over her, making sure that she doesn't come back from the dead. And if she does, then he can kill her, right? And then at some point, we see her slowly, her eyes open, and it's fantastic because they're under this wet shroud. And I love that.
Yeah, I do like how it's wet and it's kind of like...
It's clinging to her. It's lovely.
Yeah.
Like, it's the imagery. And he really doesn't want to... He doesn't want to kill her. He's like, not you. Not you. Don't make me do it. And then she takes the shroud off, and he doesn't really look when he's shooting, but he shoots. And it skims the side of her head.
Yeah.
I notice. But that's it. She gets shot. He makes it a point to say, like, you've got to split their head open. A shovel will do, but bullets are better. So he shot her, and he digs her a grave, and that's the end of her. And he's fucking sick of it. Oh. Well. And we see he goes into town, and this is fucking... I don't know what's with the people in this town. There's a lot of people with motorbikes, and they're all being a bit mouthy.
Yeah, they're all being... Everyone's really fucking weird in this place. Like, you'd think the weirdness would just be limited to the people in the cemetery, right? But then you go into the town and everyone else is acting so bizarre. It is great. They're meeting the mayor, and there's the doctor, there's the police inspector, there's the mayor's daughter there as well. Yes. Oh God.
Valentina. It's like this scene is very strange because they're in like a plaza. There's an election coming up as well. So there's a lot of election posters, and Nagi is completely taken by the mayor's daughter, Valentina. He starts drooling. He's got tears in his eyes. He's completely smitten instantly. And she's like, "Oh, it's sweet. Can we buy him?" It even knows how to cry. And it's like nobody's taking this seriously. Nagi's getting excited, right? He's like, "Just move back a little bit." And we know what's going to happen. His cheeks are puffing up. He's dribbling. Yeah, I'm like, this guy's about to fucking bust. Yeah, and he does. He barfs all over the mayor's daughter. And nobody seems to understand what's going on or care. And then this guy on a motorbike comes up and says, "Let's go for a ride." And she's like, "Yeah, bye," covered in barf. It was so disgusting. I couldn't figure out what was more disgusting. Like him doing it, her having puke on her dress, her just being like, "Oh, I'm going on a bike ride," and then he's like, "Jump on!" And they just covered in barf. It was great. So rancid, dude. But then it just got progressively worse. Yes, so bad. So Nagi, like, they don't get to talk about the cemetery at all because. Yeah. It's like, yeah. The Nagi's wandering off. He won't get in the car. Which he's trying to get him back in. He just runs all the way back. Which is like, did you even have to drive there in the first place? What, to the meeting? What you mean? Yeah. If it's that close.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, I mean, that fucking car that he drives, my God. It's so,
Do you like it?
It's great.
Yeah. So my mum had the same one. Did I mention this last time?
I don't think you did, no.
I've been talking about this Beetle. My mum had a VW Beetle in sort of like a beige cream colour from 1968, 69. Loved that car.
Cute.
Fucking brilliant. So, yeah, he doesn't get to mention to the mayor how he wants more money. And he's trying to find a connection between all of what's happening in the graveyard, right? He told this girl, the big-titted booby one, he told her that he had a degree in biology, whereas in reality, he's not read 2 books in his life. He's read, he didn't finish one, I can't remember what it was, but the phone book. And he's going through the phone book, he's marking off the people that have died, and he's trying to find a connection between them, and he cannot manage it, but he's going through this phone book, he loves it. He loves his phone book.
He does. I thought he was trying to look for the woman's husband? Dead husband? I thought that's what that was.
Yeah, but I think it was because he's trying to find a connection of why they're coming back to life.
Oh,
he can't figure it out. I think I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
But Nagi lives downstairs underneath this guy's bedroom, which I think is brilliant. Just leave him in this little room on his own.
Yeah.
And the next scene is fucking brilliant. What did you think of this next scene, G? Whether the accident, there is the accident.
Incredible.
Right.
Actually incredible, because I just loved her head exploding. It was fantastic.
What happens is the guys are out for a ride on these motorbikes with Valentina, and they collide with a bus full of scouts and nuns, and
incredible.
She flies under the bus. There's a big splatter of gore. Her head explodes, and there's a massive. Everyone fucking dies in this situation, and the next scene is there's a parade of coffins.
Yeah.
Because I
didn't realize so many of them had died.
Yeah,
but
I
was wondering why there were so many coffins. I didn't even make that connection. How insane is that? I think I was so just engulfed by her head splattering.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then there's the whole lineup of all the coffins, and oh my God, crazy.
And the fact that the guy could not be separated from his motorbike. So they just decided to bury him with it.
Incredible.
It was fantastic. What a wonderful magical thing. Her Valentina's coffin is the Snow White style where you can see it's glass.
I loved it. Reminded me of
beautiful.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes. Love it. Gorgeous.
So cool.
The mayor's all about things that's going to help him win the elections and stuff. So he's really pissed off that his daughter's died on the eve of the elections, no less. Nagi still thinks that she's the most wonderful, beautiful thing ever, even though she is dead and her head's had to be sewn back on and put together, which is great. So everyone's dying in this town. What a terrible shame. So he's got his work cut out because there's all of these deaths that not only has he got to bury them all, he's got to make sure that they don't come back to life.
Yeah, he's got so many things to think about, They don't stay bloody dead, do they? They
don't stay dead at all. It's so really annoying. And there's this girl who is it Carlos? Carlo? The guy on the motorbike.
Oh yeah. The guy that took her for the bike ride, and then we see the young girl.
Saying he loved me, and her mother was like, "No fucking way, he loved you. He was gonna go out with the mayor's daughter. You're just some kind of slag."
Yeah.
But she accosts Francesco like, "They come back to life, right? And he's like, "Fuck off. It's just a rumor, bitch." Now he's watching Warblob on telly.
Warblob.
That's the channel. So I think that's the sort of channel Joe would watch. Warblob. Love it.
Yeah.
Just because it's funny. I don't know.
I like the sound of the name. The sound it makes. Warblob.
Warblob. I like the way that they've got... I think the water heater or something in this house. There's electricals right next to the shower.
Safe, isn't it?
Very safe. I don't think safety is the forefront of this man's mind.
No, not really.
But this is the perfect time for everything to start coming back to life. But Nagi's too busy watching Warblob to notice all the Boy Scouts and the nuns. They're all fucking back. Oh my god.
It's fucking chaos because so many people died at the same fucking time.
I know. And I love it. The way that the zombies are in this. They're all chewy and bitey and going,
I do love all the effects with the blood and like the skeletons and all that stuff looks really good.
And the terrible head molds that they explode. You know,
what?
They've got the fake heads that they blow, that he's shooting to blow them up.
Oh yeah. But it looks so good though. I don't know, like it's not at a time where we've got like CG or like it's not heavily used in this film at all, right? It's very practical effects.
And that's something I love so much.
Because he'll shoot like a zombie and then like it'll shatter, their face will shatter, and then like a whole explosion of blood will come from somewhere. Fuck knows where, but it's great.
And it's fucking brilliant. He's beaten the shit out of a nun who is now a male actor. He's beaten the shit out of her with something, her smashing her face in.
Yeah.
There's Boy Scouts everywhere. And it's like, oh, fuck. One of the Boy Scouts gets a gun. And everyone's a little bit bitey, even though Nagi's very busy watching telly. So I get it, man. I get it.
Yeah.
He's busy in something.
Very horrible looking, like, I don't know what it is. Like my just whatever the fuck, every time he ate, I felt unwell.
Yes. Watching other people eat in general is not nice.
Yeah.
But watching a man use his hands to shovel things into his face is not good.
Yeah, well, he did say, the way you eat is this disgusting or something. And it's like, well, but then whenever he responds, he doesn't say anything. And then Francesca's like, oh, yes, you're right. I suppose it does end up, all grouped together.
Yeah, it all ends up in the stomach, doesn't it?
Yeah, but he doesn't say that, God,
that's
though.
something that there's people that I know. I mean, they're older people. They're older, like family friends will say, well, it all ends up as shit anyway. I'm like, thank you. That makes me feel great.
It's like, yeah, you don't have to point it out. Like, we know, but like, okay, thank you.
But yeah, it's the telly gets shot because the channel gets changed to a zombie film, and he shoots it. So
very upsetting.
Now he's upset. That's more upsetting than anything.
But it's actually a happy thing because he can put his, Yeah,
it all works out.
All works out.
And we see that. Is this the bit where the girl's back to hopefully meet up with Carlos, her motorbike lover. And he does come back. He comes back.
He does.
Oh, it's true. And he starts He's still attached to the fucking bike.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
I love the continuity of that.
The fact that he's got a light flashing in his eye because he's like completely part of the bike and whatever in the crash. His helmet's blown apart. He's got like a little blinking light in his eye. I'm going to try and have a look at that properly because it's so funny. It's got the time. It's like a watch. It's like a clock flashing the time.
Is it?
Which is yeah, I think so. I'm going to have to pause it at the right time. Yeah, it says 10:13. It's like a watch flashing in his eye.
That is incredible. That is, I did not notice that.
I noticed these little stupid things, I guess, about it. But she's so happy to be eaten by this boy that she loves.
She was, like really
what was
down
it she
bad.
Said? She said, like, it's none of your business who I choose to get eaten by or something.
Yeah, something along those lines. It's like, okay, well, she's gonna fucking die. But
it's fine.
The thing is, like, when you got bitten, did they, like, I don't think the bites were they infectious?
This is something that he tries to work out himself because he does get bitten and he's like, what, am I infected now? When I die, am I going to come back?
Yeah.
So I think that they're just trying to eat people. And if they die, then they die. But they're not infectious. The bites are not infectious in this situation.
Yeah. But they do take pretty fucking, like, big chunks.
You're going to die from a human bite anyway.
Yeah.
Because the human bites are some of the worst ones. You can get so many diseases. You can get a really horrible infection. I shall be eaten by whoever I please, she says.
Oh. Well, she's just like, yep, this is it.
This is it.
You can't stop me.
Eaten. And so he shoots the zombie in the head. But unfortunately, her head is just behind his. So she gets shot as well.
Incredible. What an incredible shot.
And have you seen her eyes? Her pupils are really, really big as well.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I love it. So he's like, shit, I mean, there's two pigeons mating outside on a roof. They're having a little go at it.
Well, they're always in pairs, aren't they?
We're in public.
Isn't that the thing with pigeons? They mate for life.
Do they?
I think so.
Well, it didn't seem like it took that long.
I'm pretty sure they do. Like when they find their babe,
their one true love.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's true. Well, there might.
I know it's true of swans.
Oh, I see. That's kind of cute.
It's very cute. Anyway, guys, it's pigeon fucking season as well. He's upset. Back to the film. He's upset because, right? It's fine if you kill someone who's already dead. Nobody really minds that because they're already dead. But if you kill a living person, that's when people start to get upset.
Yeah. It's kind of frowned upon in society to go around murdering.
I know. I never understood that.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And Nagi is standing over Valentina's grave, waiting for her to come back to life. He's playing some kind of violin thing that he's built himself. It's got a grasshopper on it, and the music it's like a keyboard. It's like a synthesized violin noise, and it's so bad.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, what is that?
But I'm going to take the opportunity to say I love the music in this film.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll say that. It is. Yeah, I liked it.
It's incredible. Except for this bit. But Nagi...
well...
Nagi digs her up. He is already... like... He's impatient. He can't wait. So he digs her up and he gets a shovel. She opens her eyes and he's like, oh, fucking yes, let's go! And he smashes his shovel through the glass coffin and her head comes off. Whoopsie-daisy.
Oh, whoopsie-daisy.
But it's no big deal like that. But that's the most important bit, right? The head is like an animatronic puppet at this stage, which is brilliant.
Yeah, it looks so fucking good.
And then her head is on the grass when he's so happy. It's actually very cute. She says, "Do I know you?" And he mimics like being sick on her, and then he's like all shy, and it's really funny.
Yeah, it's a fucking weirdly endearing scene.
I think he's lovely. He is a sweet man. And she likes him. She thinks he's cute, and she says, "I never say no to a kiss." And I'm like, okay, she's a bit strange herself.
She's very strange.
I especially love the next bit. They have a little smooch, which is very nice. And then he's off playing his violin and dancing, and her head is following.
It is
on the ground.
I don't know how, but
somehow, I don't know how, but I see the string now that I can watch this in HD and stuff, and I see the string dragging this head along. But I don't know in the film how that would be happening. I'm not going to question it too hard. There's a very important part next as well. I don't know whether you noticed. Nagi is putting together the skull.
I was very confused by this.
Nagi's putting together the skull, which is something that Francesco couldn't do. He couldn't figure it out. He was like, this is a riddle we're never going to get the hang of. If I can't do it, you certainly can't, Nagi, because you are an idiot, is basically what he's saying. And it's just kind of like pointing in the direction that Nagi is smarter than he's letting on. And I don't know why he's hiding it exactly, but there you go. There's no use trying to help me,
Or maybe he's just, I don't know. Yeah, I can't explain it, but some people are just really good at certain things, even though they're like a bit socially awkward.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's like we're led to believe that Nagi is a stupid man. Yeah. Like mentally not all there.
Yeah.
But he can put this together, and we see certain things. Like he can play the violin. That's great.
Yeah.
Fucking good.
No, he's clearly got more going for him there than he's like let on, I guess. Because he's always just, shown eating and not really listening. He's always being yelled at, like, go get this, go get that. And yeah.
I wouldn't listen to shit like that anyway.
I wouldn't. I remember him getting, actually, I think I wrote this down. I remember getting annoyed because the main character was, being a fucking idiot, having sex in the graveyard, knowing full well these things come back to life. And he's getting annoyed at Nagi for taking his time to get the doctor. I'm like, leave him alone. You're the one who caused this, and you're getting angry at Nagi. But that's a plot point, in essence, near the end.
Yeah. So Nagi makes his dinner, and he takes both plates into his room. And Francesca's like, what the fuck? All right, fine. He doesn't question it too much. Is this the bit where... Oh, yeah, she comes back. He's already buried the lady that he loves.
Well, they're eating their food after the whole putting the skull back together. He ends up outside, and...
she is.
There she is, yeah. He can see rips of clothing or like a blanket or something, like a bit of a trail leading up to where she is. And what a sight.
What a fucking sight. She's back. And he's like, I don't understand, really. He's like, this can't work. You're dead, I'm alive. And she's like, I'm not prejudiced, though. It'd be fine.
Yeah.
It's nice. But she takes his gun off him. Like, this is all a ruse. You know, she's very happy to make out with him, but as long as he's not armed, get rid of that, be fine.
I felt so nervous when they were like making out, and she's clearly like a zombie or something at this point, and she's like nibbling him, and I'm like, oh my fucking god,
the nipple.
yeah. I was like, oh, this is awful, because you know she's gonna take a bite out of him.
Yeah, and I was wondering whether this was the film where a nipple gets bitten off, and it turns out it isn't. There is a film where someone's nipple gets bitten off. But did you like the bit where she's sort of like, there's all the wind blowing on her. Yeah. It's like when she arrives and she slides. It's so
it's so funny.
It's very much like the old like Chinese horror and Hong Kong horror films. Like the Eastern horror genre has a lot of that sort of like very strange sliding motions of the dead people.
Okay.
It's super cool. And there's a lot of things that make this film, like even the intro and the outro, the credits, they're made to look very old, much older than the film actually is.
Yeah. Well, isn't like this a whole genre of movies, the Italian...
Yeah, giallo.
Yeah, so
giallo.
That's what I assumed all of this was kind of...
It's got a lot of different influences.
Yeah.
Because Sophie does giallo. It's Tenebrae and stuff is that. So, yeah, brilliant. Love it. Nagi saves the day, though. Francesco's had a big chunk bitten out of him. And Nagi's like coming at him with the shovel. Thank you so much. And this is when he realizes that he's the one that killed her.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, she was alive up until the point where
he shot her.
Yeah, the bite didn't kill her. The bite from her husband didn't kill her. But she woke up, because that's normal after a few days. You just wake up.
Yeah, you just wake up after being, And
he shot her, but he didn't aim for their head, so he didn't blow her head apart.
Well, she wasn't breathing, though, as well. So it's, like, very easy to go, yeah, she's fucking dead. Because I assume she had that sheet on her most of the time as well, right? And you'd be able to see if she was breathing. Yeah,
you'd be able to see... whether she was... I mean, she's completely naked. You can see these things. The doctor said she was dead.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking doctor is this?
Exactly. So it's like, what? I was just
okay. A lot of people are very incompetent in this
Yes,
film,
a lot.
So he's been bitten and he's like, fuck, am I infected now? Does this mean when I come back I'm going to be a zombie? Nagi thinks that he should finish him off straight away, but he's like, no, I'm not dead yet. Mrs. Caramundo, the old lady who loves the cemetery. To be fair, I would be always at the cemetery too, because it's very pretty. It's a beautiful place. And I think that cemeteries in general, this is the goth part of me talking, but no, cemeteries are beautiful because they're like green spaces that you get in cities. They're beautifully kept a lot of the time. It's like, it's and this one is a lovely one.
It's like when you go to like, I don't know, like when I was in Japan, you'd be in like a busy part of Tokyo and then you see shrines.
Yes.
And, beautiful. Green and bridges and koi ponds and, you do see graveyards as well. And it's just such a, I don't know
it's
how
a respite.
Yeah.
In the middle of Tokyo, Japan in general is absolutely stunning in the way that it is built, and it has these little spaces, and everyone's very respectful
because it had to be rebuilt because of all the bombs.
Yeah,
and a lot of the shrines, a lot of these places got like bombed and destroyed, but it's just crazy. But yeah, like I saw a few like graveyards as well while I was there, and it's just, I don't know. I feel so weird whenever I see them. Because you know what they are, but you kind of like block it out a little bit. Like if you really stop and think about it, you're like, oh my God, it's just so many dead people in one spot. But it's a weird feeling just looking at them. But I feel kind of like at ease as well. I don't know why. Yeah,
I love it. I mean, I like I like a lot of the architecture. And I mean, I've always been around, because when I lived in Yorkshire, I lived in a little house that was across from a Church of England school, and the church was connected to the school pretty much via a graveyard. And so it was basically like that was a nice little green space. And we would always go to the church and the graveyards. And then when I moved house, I used to have to walk home from school through the graveyard, through the churchyards. And I was recently reading about this churchyard, and it used to be, it's a place called Kildwick in Yorkshire, which is near Skipton. And they built a canal through the churchyard, and the vicar was really pissed off because it's like, he was like, how am I supposed to get to the fucking church when you've put, like, the vicarage was completely separate from the church through this canal. Anyway, it's gorgeous. The canal itself is beautiful as well. It's idyllic. Yeah, I'm going to move back there because it's just cracking.
Well, that's why I kind of like, moving out of a city. But, like, it's nice when you're, like, in a city and you find a nice park, or you find a nice, like, just nature and all this shit. Oh, it's so nice. But I like being away from the city now, because, when you're in it for so long, I don't know, I've just come to, like, really...
appreciate it.
I appreciate it a lot more, but it just reminds you of when I was a kid, because I used to live in suburbs. And, when I used to get on my bike and I used to go to the park and all this greenery, all these parks, it was so beautiful. And now I can just do that with ease because I'm in like a suburb area again.
You're not slap bang in the middle of a city.
Yeah, and it's so much nicer.
It's you've got, I mean, this is the thing, graveyards and churchyards are very, very peaceful because everyone is very respectful of that space as well. And I love it. And I drive out to other cemeteries to visit them. Like, because I find it lovely. And it was when I was recovering from COVID and I needed to get out into the countryside, and I drove out and I found this cemetery, and there was some workmen there. There was the groundskeepers. And I saw the actual, it was the old, I forgot what they call it. It's not like a church. It's like a tomb, like a crypt. And I was saying, oh, that's beautiful. It's a lovely building. And one of the guys said, do you want to see inside?
Oh.
And I went, yeah, okay. And he opened it up, and it was just their work shed. And I was like, well, this is nice.
That's nice. Yeah, it's very
this
good.
is lovely. There was just fucking shovels everywhere. There was some stuffed toys hanging from the rafters. And I was like, thank you for showing me the inside of this crypt that is in no way beautiful and gothic as the outside.
No, not at all.
But it was nice. And this is it. Like, they're maintained lovely. They're beautiful. The spaces. And even though there was a fucking portaloo outside it, which did not help the aesthetic. But yeah.
It takes you out of it a little bit, doesn't it?
It's like, it's different to a park because, I mean, parks have kids. You don't have kids in a fucking graveyard usually.
No, you don't have anyone around really.
No, you can just sit in this green space and it's like, and people don't mind, as long as you're respectful of the space.
Yeah, exactly.
Lovely.
Exactly right.
So, I'd spend all the time there. And she's asking him, engineer, this is Miss Caramundo, which picture should I use? And there's a picture of her very young. There's a picture of her very old. And he says, both. And she says, yeah, you know what? You're right. Mm-hmm. That was the very diplomatic answer. Mm. And he's burning leaves and stuff. He's burning things. I don't exactly know what he is burning in this.
I was confused by this too, and then like one of his favorite reading materials gets
the phone book.
Yeah.
Nagi puts the phone book on. I think it's just rubbish in general stuff. And he's like, these are the classics. You cannot burn these. He's treating the phone book like a fucking novel. Which is, I find it hilarious. He's like treating it like he's a very...
It's so profound. Like he's just burnt the most profound reading material that's had such a huge impact on his life. I'm like, it's a phone book.
Yes.
What the hell is going on with this man? But I just stopped questioning at this point because
it's like, is it because he was figuring out who's died, who's alive in the town, keeping things?
I guess so. Yeah, because they were he was pretty on top of that kind of stuff with record keeping and just trying to figure out this whole situation with the dead in general. So maybe
yeah. And during this scene, there's a lot of ashes flying around, and he looks up, and there's the statue of death.
I like the reverse. The reverse shot of this is great.
And what do you think? Like the puppet of death looks almost CG. It looks animated almost because it's so weirdly ethereal. Yeah,
the way it's filmed makes it look. But you can tell it's being puppeted, but not in a bad way. In a it does still really maintain what it's trying to convey, and I quite liked it. I really liked it. I liked the reverse shot of all the pieces, going back up into him, and it was funny, but also I did quite like it.
And he's like, "Stop killing the dead; they're mine."
Yeah,
and he's like. He said, if you don't want the dead coming back to life, why don't you just kill the living? I'm like, yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, good plan.
But they're also going to come back to life as well,
Well, if they don't have a head, if their head is already exploded,
they
can't come back.
Right. Gotcha.
So he's making more dum-dum bullets. He's putting the crosses in the top of the lead, and it means that they explode upon impact, which is more destructive. And there's still dead people coming back all the time. He's on the phone to Franco, isn't he? Daily grind, whatever.
Oh, he's talking to his bud at the
his little mate. His little mate. He's talking to his mate, and he has a dream, in inverted commas. He's wondering what the rest of the world looks like as well during this time. He's in his dreamy, hazy dream state. He's like, what do you think the rest of the world looks like? He's like, don't know if it even exists, mate. Which is fair. I don't know whether it exists. I haven't been abroad in 20 years.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
So he has a dream where he goes into town and kills 7 people.
That was a dream?
Well, he's fallen asleep, and then it's like the policeman comes around the next day and says, oh, mate, 7 people were killed in town yesterday. Where were you? And he was like, I was on the phone to Franco. And then he's like, I had a really weird dream that I killed 7 people.
Oh, gee, yeah, not helping himself, is he?
No. He's like, oh, I don't know. He went to bed. He's like, nah. But the policeman thinks it was Nagi. So he's like, but we saw your car.
Yeah,
Nagi
maybe
can't even.
Yeah,
Nagi
he was
couldn't do
very
that.
convincing. He was like, yeah, fucking Nagi can't operate that shit. Like, only I can, drive that car. He was doing a very good job of being convincing during this whole thing, this whole conversation.
Yeah. So it's like, he doesn't know whether he dreamt it, whether it's real. Nagi definitely didn't do it. Poor Nagi.
Yeah.
Don't even get us started. Let me talk to Nagi. We'll straighten it out. So he goes to talk to Nagi, and he's like, mate, I had a dream. And he realizes that Nagi's put the head of Valentina in the broken television.
The doesn't really have much of a reaction to that, does he?
No, he doesn't care. She's dribbling all over the place and she stinks. He's made her a little disco ball, and he's like treating her like a little pet. It's great. It's lovely. It's sweet.
Mm.
But he knows Nagi by now. She's excited to be there. Do you remember me? Do you remember me?
She is. She's such a little weirdo. But I'm like, yeah, you know, when you understand the tone of the film and the humor and the shit that's happening, I just go, okay, I understand.
And you just go with it.
And you just go with it. Yeah.
Okay. The mayor's back, though. And I love how this plays out because he's just seen Nagi with the mayor's daughter's head.
Yeah.
And the mayor wants to dig up his daughter's body to take a photo with her, to take a photo with the body, to put it on election posters and say, I have also experienced loss. You know, there's been a lot of loss in your life. I know what it feels like. Here's me with my daughter's corpse.
Just using it as like a fucking opportunity for his campaign. Son of a bitch.
Which he's obviously like a bit of a scumbag. They've had the same mayor for a very long time.
Mm.
And I love the way that Dellamorte is still happy to dig up the body, right?
Yeah.
Even though he's just seen the head somewhere else. And he's just like, he opens the coffin and they're just like, what the fuck? What? Okay. And he's like shrugging his shoulders. He's like, I don't know. But you hear Valentina shouting for daddy.
Yeah, she starts getting louder and louder. I'm like, okay, is he going to actually... Yeah, this is happening. Okay, this is happening. Yep. He's going to see this.
This is the way of the mayor finding out that things are coming back to life in the cemetery.
Mm.
And he finds Valentina's head and she's like, I'm going to marry Nagi because he's lovely. He's really nice.
I need your... Oh my God, this scene. She's like, I need your consent or something. And then he doesn't give it. And then she just... It's like, okay, well, I'm going to do this whether it like... I don't remember what she says. I'm like, so why bother asking for consent? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If you were going to like kill him regardless, you know?
Yeah. With your consent, I'd like to marry Nagi. And he's like, no... I'm going to do it anyway.
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. You sound really Australian there.
I've been practicing. I haven't really. I watched a TikTok of some, like, it was every Australian coming of age movie.
Okay.
And it's like, we've got to boogie board. I've got to board. I've got to go to the Grand Rapids. You can't do that. I know you can't go. I'll send you it.
You've been watching too many Australian TikToks, and I think you've been listening to me too much.
Enjoy Australian humor. There's some guys that make fun of American names and British names. And they put on the accent. These are Australian guys, so it's funny coming from them, you see.
Yeah, well.
And he's like, Thaddeus Chadius from New York, how the hell are you? And they're just taking the piss, they're making names up, and it's like they're losing it.
That's great.
So, Daddy doesn't give consent.
No. No,
Sorry
he does
about
not.
So she bites him. Her head flies out of the TV, bites Daddy on the neck. Mate, what are you going to do? Well, I'll tell you what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, Dellamorte has to shoot her. And now the mayor's dead, right? Is the mayor dead?
Yeah, he's dead. And
thank God for that.
Well, you say that.
Oh, yeah, I say that.
Yeah, doesn't mean he ain't coming back, and he sure as fuck does come back.
This is the thing, you know. You can't guarantee. He's having. I love his spasming, like he's been bitten on the neck and he's dying. Poor Nagi. She's proper gone.
Yeah, she's proper gone now. That's so
she was
sad.
really stinky though. So She was really stinky though. I can do that, but I can't. I'm gonna get the rest of the accent right some of those days. And then the inspector comes in and he's like, "What the fuck happened here? Who bit her?" And he's like, "Not me or Nagi. You can test the bite marks. It's not gonna. No, it's neither of us." So at least he's been exonerated from that.
Well, there's a lot that happens, huh? I like lost track of like the stuff that he like did, and all
getting a lot. It's getting more and more unhinged
and
off the rails, and this is the part where I think people who haven't seen this before, or it's not their sort of movie, they think this. I don't know what the fuck is like. What is going on in this?
Yeah.
Like, there's not a plot that you can follow very easily.
I mean, there is kind of, but where I started to lose the plot was when the lady that he fell in love with, the widow, kept coming back, but as a different girl.
Yes.
But she still looked the same, so I was like, okay, what's the meaning of this then?
I think it's the next night when the mayor comes back immediately. He's buried the mayor. The mayor's dead. The mayor starts climbing on. He's trying to escape to get elected.
Oh my god, he can't help himself.
It's an election. Fucking hell, I can't be here. So he shoots him. He's also telling Nagi that his mother's maiden name was Dellamorte, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that's where the that's some little thingy. Some little thingy.
Little thingy.
The new mayor turns up. This is the bit where we start sort of getting a bit. New mayor turns up. Right, new mayor has also received this M3 report from Franco.
Yeah.
Saying that the dead start coming back to life, and he's like, "Well, you didn't fill it out, so it's fine. We'll just sign there. It's a denial that it ever happened."
Yeah.
Nothing happened. There you go. And he sees the mayor's new assistant, a secretary. And she looks exactly like the widow. Exactly like that lady.
Yep.
And she's like, she knows, she sees him, and she's like, she comes back, doesn't she? She knocks on his door and she's like, "I'm in love with you."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, I'm in love with you too." He kept saying, the thing with this lady, he kept saying, "Will I ever see her again? Will I ever see this woman again?" And then it's like, "Oh, she died. Oh, she's back. Oh, she died. And now she's back again. Will I see her again?" She comes back. She's like, "I'm in love with you." He's like, "Me too." And she's like, "But I don't like penis."
Was it penis?
She has a phobia of. She has a phobia of sex. Men do bad things to her, right? Men scare her, but like she's in love with him. And he's like, "Don't worry." She says, "No, there's a rumor that you're impotent." Right? And he says that's not true. And then she's like, "But I have a phobia of dick." And he's like, "It's true."
Yeah, really quickly changes that story.
It's true.
It's true.
She's very scared. She's very scared of penis. But it's like
understandably, yes.
So he goes to a doctor. Okay. This is exactly the sort of thing. I mean, men will do anything to get laid, right? Except he's asking a doctor to cut off his dick.
Yeah, I just like, you know what I mean? It's just like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this movie's already batshit crazy, and it just kept getting more. and more batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, what do you mean you're going to remove your dick?
So Nagi's sharpening his shovel to make it more effective at killing the dead people. And he's like, I'm getting married, Nagi, didn't you hear? He's like, please, cut off my penis, to the doctor. Please. Snip it off. And the doctor's like, you must be fucking mad. And he's like, I'll pay you. And he's like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. And in the end, everybody knows that he hasn't got one. So the rumor was that he's impotent. Now the rumor is that he doesn't have a dick.
Yeah.
But we've seen his dick, so we know that.
Well, true. Very true.
And so he shows his dick to the doctor. And he's like, right, I'll cut it off. And he gets some sheep shears out. You know them big shears?
Yeah.
These the proper sheep shearing things. And the guy is completely conscious.
Well, he said he didn't want, like, anesthesia.
He said no anesthetic. And I'm like, right, okay, what?
Yeah. You see what I mean? You see what I mean?
It's fine. And the shears dropped and he said, I don't want anesthetic. He's like, no, this is a drug that I inject it down your pee hole. It's as if you never had one. It lasts for over a month. All right, this is the point where men watching this film are starting to really, really fucking cringe.
I'm cringing.
Yeah, is he thinking the shot has to go in his arse? And he's like, I just need to find the aperture. Oh!
God.
And he screams a lot because of this. And he's got a bad infection. He thinks he's got an infection because he's really sick. Nagi's looking after him. And he finds out that Mrs. Caramundo died while he was not well.
Aww.
He's like, oh, when did that fucking happen? Bound to happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
She's happy, but she was one of the best clients.
She was great.
And the lady comes back. The lady. I don't know how we're supposed to refer to the lady.
I don't know how to refer to her as, honestly, because...
Titty Boobins. Chesty LaRue.
Chesty LaRue.
Busty St. Clair. She comes back. And he's like, oh, I can't wait to do this. I don't know how to say this, but the mayor raped me. And he's like, oh, fuck. And then she's like, but I liked it. Not the violence, obviously, but we did it nicely after that. All right, so that I'd forgive him. And I really liked that bit. And he's like, oh my fucking God. I think he's thinking, I'm glad my dick didn't come off, but I can't use it for a month. Because she's like, I can't marry you now because you don't have a willy. I'm going to marry the mayor because he does have a willy. But it's fine because it doesn't mean anything because nothing's changed because you didn't have a dick anyway. Right? Right?
Yeah.
I just love you in a different way. And I mean, all of this is, it's not exactly what he wanted.
I mean, at this point, I don't know what the fuck he wants. I'm just like, what is going on with this? He's not mentally well, this man.
Yeah, this is where things really start going even more mad. It's fucking hilarious. So he's lamenting the fact that his dick doesn't work. He's lost this woman again. Fucking bullshit. So he goes out on the town and gets pissed, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so this is the third? No, wait, one?
So we've just met the second iteration.
But he's like, she's died the first time a couple times.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like...
And now she's gone off to get married to the mayor, so he's sad. So he goes out to a bar to get drunk. A lady comes and sits down and says, I really need a lift. Me and my friend need a lift home. It's too far to walk. And he's like, nah, I'm not doing that for you. And he says, but what about me and my friend Laura? And he looks up and it's the woman again. It's Chesty LaRue. She's back. She's Magda and Chesty LaRue, Laura. And Laura's giving him the
Somehow.
eye. Yeah. She's got red hair now. She's got slightly red hair. She's eyeing him up, and he's had a bottle of wine, and he's still happy to drive two women back to their apartment. They're students, and they have another girl that they live with, and he's like, and they're like, come upstairs, and she's like, is it at this point that she says that she loves him for the first time?
She said they're in the car and they're lighting a cigarette, and he's like, I'm falling in love with you, and she says, I'm falling in love with you, or I'm in love with you, or something like that.
She says that she grants wishes. I want you to fall in love with me, and she says that she is in love with him. And we're thinking, okay, there's another iteration of this woman again. What's going on? They go upstairs. She's immediately taking her trousers off. Some nicely fit jeans. She says it's really cold in there, but he can have a wash. So he starts washing his face, and she's like, I didn't mean your fucking face, you dirty bastard. And this is something that sex workers will do, obviously. We want a nice, clean penis.
Yeah.
To play with. Okay? Let's just give it a nice clean. All right, we'll get to it. And he's like, I don't know whether I can actually do it because I'm on some medication. But it works. She's like, I don't know whether this medication's working for you, because they have a right good go of it. And he says, do you love me? And she's like, yeah, if you stay all night.
Well, they had a go of it like 3 times, right?
Yeah, but he says, yeah, but the third one was fake. I like the way that he faked an orgasm with this woman.
Fucking God.
Brilliant. Fantastic. So he goes outside, and one of the roommates is like, did Laura tell you that you can pay me? And he's like, what?
Yeah. Well, he went to go get like wine or a drink.
Yeah,
or
he
something.
went to go get a drink. And Laura said you could pay me. And he's like, well, pay you? And it's like, well, you don't, we're college girls, we need to pay somehow. I
was creasing during this.
How much was it? It was 100,000 lira. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know how much that is in terms of reality yet. And he says, but she said she loved me. She's like, that's 150,000 lira.
Yeah, I thought, initially she said lira, and then I heard euro for some reason, but I'm pretty sure it's lira.
What? Right, lira is... Was that... It was... It is
before
Italian.
the euro. No, I'm pretty sure lira was used in like
Italy,
Cyprus.
Malta. Yeah, Italy, Malta, Israel, Turkey, Lebanon, Syria. Was it? It must have been.
I'm pretty sure I remember lira before the euro.
Cypriot. Yeah, Cypriot lira merged into the euro in 2008.
Yeah.
Ooh. There have been a lot of liras.
There have been.
So the Italian lira, should we do... I'm going to do this. The Italian lira.
The Italian lira.
In 1994, Italian lira to GBP. British pound sterling, Italian lira. Ooh. I don't actually know. It's not really...
Rip.
That's not really helped me whatsoever.
Did
Pound
you hate
sterling
that?
alive. I just want to Google. Google's broken these days.
Google's being a shit.
It's always a fucking shit. So like I don't know what this means, mate. I think it's probably like £1,000.
You think
like
so?
That.
Bloody hell.
Do you what? I mean,
that's a lot.
100,000 lira. Italian lira. No, it doesn't make any fucking sense, mate. Historical chart of the... Why am I looking at historical charts of lira? Anyway. Yeah, it's like 0.00039 lira to £1.
Oh, God.
So, well, yeah, that's kind of what it is. So it's a very small amount. You can sort of flip it around. So if you multiply that by, it's maybe about £100.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it's more around that value than higher.
Yeah. Anyway, he don't want to pay that.
Well, he feels like, what the fuck? I thought this was love, you know? I thought you were...
Yeah, she told me she loved me. And this is those goddamn prostitutes always telling people they love them to get their money. You got to be very careful because this is still a practice in some countries that they'll prey on tourists and say, "Oh, I'll come back to my place." Get you wrapped up in things. They'll get you back to the hotel. They'll say something about payment, but it's happened to people I know.
Oh no.
They get them back to the hotel room and then...
I think that's just like a tactic in general. Like with tourists, they'll, you know, they say one thing or like prices will be inflated for certain things and like, yeah, the tactics are just very aggressive in general.
Yeah. So he doesn't like that. And she's like, I'm cold. And he's like, you'll be warm for the rest of your life. And he puts a heater on her and he puts the bed sheets over her, leaves the house. Bam! Whole house is on fire.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all right because you know why? Even though he was seen there and everything, and I think wasn't there DNA evidence? Oh no, he found the check, so he did pay.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
He found the inspector found the check
with his signature.
And said, don't worry about it. I'll keep it quiet that you visited a prostitute. Don't worry, though, because there's no way you could have done it. We've got a confession from the guy who did it.
Yeah.
The guy who did it. He killed his wife. He killed his daughter. He said he'd done this, and then he drank a bottle of iodine.
He kind of looked like an Italian version of him.
Yes, he did. But he's in a coma, so, you know, he goes to see him. He's like, who the fuck owned up to my fucking murders?
He's stealing my crimes, he said.
Yeah,
I thought that was so funny.
Stealing my crimes. And I thought that was absolutely brilliant. He goes to see him and he's like really fucking pissed off. And we see him sort of start waking up. And we're like, hang on a sec. What? And then a nun comes. Is it a nurse or a nun a nun comes in first?
This shit made me laugh so much. By the way,
it was so fucking good. A nun comes in. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's in a put the cigarette out, and he shoots her in the eye. Bam, dead. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
he's in a coma. He doesn't even notice. And then he starts waking up and he's saying, everything's shit. And the only thing that's not shitty is sleep. And I'm like, hell yeah. I get that. I am so with you on this, Franco. A priest comes in. He's like, what the fuck? And he gets shot in the face again.
No, you're missing the best fucking part. He says, what is she doing?
Oh, like, she's
why
praying.
Is she on the floor? And it's the way he fucking delivers the line of, just praying. I
just praying.
Laughed so hard, dude, because it was just like you just committed these heinous crimes.
Yeah, and it's so like straightforward, just like
he doesn't give a fuck.
Nonchalant, like she's praying and it then shoots the doctor in the face.
Yeah, it was
in the side of the head.
Funny.
Another one down.
God.
And he's like, he said to Franco, I won't let you die until you give me an explanation, bro. Why'd you steal my murders? You don't get an explanation, not from a dead guy. Nothing that he does counts. Nurse comes in. What happened? They killed each other because it was a settling of the scores.
Yeah.
Don't you believe me? No. Tough. And then shoots the nurse. Brilliant. There's people that just keep coming into this room and getting shot.
So I liked the shot of the operation room or the hospital room or what it was supposed to be a hospital room. And it's like loads of like dividers or like privacy.
The screens.
Yeah. Really bizarre. And then my next favorite shot was the stairwell. It looked incredible.
Fantastic.
Yeah, like what a fucking great shot of the stairwell that was.
He's just telling... my favourite bit, I laughed so hard at the bit where he said, "Go away!" And the camera pans back and that's when the shot is of the dividers around this hospital bed. And he's so pissed off. He's not got an explanation for anything.
No.
He's walking around with a gun in his hand. And there's another maniac on the loose. He's on the fourth floor killing people. Because this is the chief inspector. He's killed people. Oh, you got a gun. Quick. That's good. You can protect yourself. Like, he's just not a suspect at all. Nothing he does makes any fucking impact.
Yeah.
Nobody notices he's there. Nobody is picking up on what he's doing. And this is like the final straw for him. He's like, I can't be doing this anymore. Like, what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
Death. He's like trying to pick a fight with death. Yeah. He's like, he shot a thing. He don't know who's dead. He don't know who's alive because
it literally doesn't matter. Yeah, at this point for him, he's done. There's so much has happened. It's just nothing. Just feels futile.
Everything's futile. Yeah, he's done. He's absolutely done with it. And he wants to leave. And he's like, and now this is the point where he's like, oh, the statues are talking. I better leave. So he's like, he starts packing up the car with Nagi, doesn't he? And he's like, you can't bring that casket with you, Nagi. But that's what Nagi's stuff's in, I guess.
Yeah, his belongings.
Oh, bless him. They're packing it up. They're packing up all the stuff. And off they go. They're leaving Buffalora. And it looks beautiful. Mate, what a gorgeous place.
It really does.
He gets rid of the key to the cemetery and they're driving off. I remember this bit so vividly. There's two bits that I remember out of this film. First bit is the titty lady having a shag. And the next bit is the ending.
Yeah.
He's still trying to run people over on the way.
Fucking asshole.
Out. And he's like, here we go. And they go through a tunnel. And he has to stop at the end of the tunnel because the road's gone. There's nothing. The rest of the world does not exist. Well, at least like there's no road out of it. You see this gorgeous shot of there's a lake below there, there's the mountains, but there's nothing. And the road's just crumbling beneath him. But because he stopped so abruptly, Nagi hit his face on the dashboard. And Nagi's got a headache now. He's got a head injury. He's like, Nagi, come on, get your fucking act together. Nagi's like, ow.
Poor Nagi.
Poor Nagi. And he inverted commas, he falls over and he thinks he's dead. He thinks Nagi's died. He can't tell who's dead or alive, by the way, though, so... Yeah,
you can trust him at this point.
Yeah. Nagi... It starts to snow. And he's about to shoot Nagi in the face because I don't know whether he thinks that Nagi's going to come back or not. But he doesn't. He sits down. He has a little existential crisis moment. And Nagi gets hold of the gun and chucks it off the cliff and says, will you take me home? And he says, yeah. The roles have reversed. And that's the end.
Well, you said like, oh, you know, he was my best friend all along, and I never, you know,
I never realized.
Yeah, and I thought that was really sad because I was like, oh.
And then he says, "Could you take me home, please?" He says, "Yeah."
It was a beautiful like vista down below.
Yeah, it's gorgeous,
when they're looking,
isn't it?
Yeah, really, really pretty. And then the credits roll, and
it's over a little snow globe where there's the two characters on a cliff next to
Yeah.
a tunnel.
And I'm like, what does this mean?
What does this mean?
What does it mean?
And then the credits roll, and they're in Italian mostly. I thought that this would be a fantastic film to make you watch. I don't know whether you've seen it before.
No, never seen it.
It's brilliant. I loved it.
It's
every minute of it.
It's a very you film.
Yes.
100%.
So that is Cemetery Man, aka Dellamorte Dellamore. And I would love to know, you already know that I loved this film. So
yeah.
I'm very, very keen to know what you thought of this film.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot to be admired about it. It's not my kind of film. Like, it's not the type of film that I would, like, actively seek out to watch. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, there's a lot to like about it. The cinematography is really good. The music is really good. The story's mental, right? It's just absolutely unhinged. Also, there's ice cream van outside, so sorry if you can hear that at various points.
I wish I could hear that. I can't hear that at the moment.
Just makes me want ice cream.
I might get some ice cream. They've got Bueno ice creams at the shop, so I'm thinking I might go and get one, because that'd be great.
That would be great.
That'd be very nice.
But yeah, it's great. It's just a mental film, and
Yes.
it's not that I can't enjoy wacky films like this. Like, you know, with Wild at Heart, for example, it's just artsy and crazy and all over the place. And it's about the experience more than anything. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I can't remember what other film that we've watched that this reminds me of, so I can, like, compare it.
This is... I'm trying to think of what films we've watched, because
we've watched some pretty wacky ones, you know, and it feels like one of those, like a Bouphe wacky.
It's a very Bouphe film.
It is.
Like, so I mean,
like a 6 or a 7, maybe.
Oh, that's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you whether there is any meaning behind any of the things that happened.
I feel like there is. There has to be. But yeah. I don't know, you know, maybe it's not everything has. But, you know, if they're throwing in the imagery of the red veil and the black veil, and there has to be something.
Yeah. It's... I mean, I don't know. I take everything at face value a lot of the time now. Like, when something's this fucking weird, it's like it's a toss up as between whether this is very, very meaningful.
Well, so I've just done a quick Google, and it says explores themes of death, grief, and the supernatural with a focus on the gravedigger who accidentally curses a cemetery.
I don't know how he accidentally cursed it.
Causing the dead to rise and his struggle to control the chaos.
So, according to Michelle Sophies, the returners get their energy from the mandragola roots in the cemetery. You see that they all have roots?
Yes.
Coming out of them, and like there's the... So, I don't know what that's... I can hear the ice cream van!
He's here!
He's here! Yeah, I don't know whether it has any particular meaning in any of it, or whether it's just one of those films where it's weird for the sake of weird, and it has ideas of things that are just kind of like put together.
I don't know, because I'm like an English literature major, so I always try to find meaning in between the lines a lot of the time, because... Yeah, some of it is intentional, other times it's not. But I like finding the meaning in these things, because I feel like there probably is.
Yeah, but I think so. It's very hard to just come up with weird shit out of nothing, right?
Yeah, it's like, why? You know, there has to be a reason. There has to be.
And yeah, I guess because you've had that sort of that training to find the idea that like things in between the lines and stuff.
I like finding meaning and symbolism in stuff. Yeah. It makes for a more interesting experience because it's thought out. Not that like, you know, when it isn't, it's not enjoyable, but I find it like clever when it is. Yeah. You know, I like symbolism. I like, you know, that kind of stuff.
I know, it's good. And I think there probably is a certain amount of symbolism in the sense that this guy has, there is, who knows whether anything outside of his cemetery even exists.
Worldview, yeah.
Yeah. Everything in this town is so, in this commune is so insular. And it's like, it's getting to him in the sense that, is he going mad? Is there certain traits in women that he keeps going for, that he keeps finding and he still can't be in love? And obviously the thing with the impotence feels like it must have some sort of meaning as to how he views himself as a man.
Yeah,
right?
Well, I'm reading this article here and it says there could also be an element of the way men all too often view women they're interested in projecting past relationships onto potential new ones as nothing new for many, many men. And this movie simply takes that concept as literally as possible. So too many men see the one that got away in every new woman that catches their eye.
Yeah.
So it's what I thought was happening as well, but I just couldn't figure out, like, you know.
The one who got away, and how every woman that he meets that he's like immediately saying that he's in love with them as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately. You don't know this woman.
Yeah.
And they're never what you turn out to what you thought they'd be.
Yeah.
And then he just goes nuclear on it in the sense of like setting fire to, shooting someone in the face, setting fire to a woman. It's like, it is completely like, if it's not what he thought it was.
Yeah.
And also saying that he's, I have a certain analogy. You know, like when you're with someone for the first time sexually, and they say, "Oh, you're the best I've ever had. No one's ever been able to make me come like that, or like from this, or certain things," as a way to inflate the woman's confidence, right? He's saying to these women, "I'm impotent," and then she's like, "But we've already gone 3 times," and he's like, "Yeah, but I faked that one."
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he's putting these women on a pedestal, like, "Oh, you've made me, I was impotent, but like now I'm not, because you are so good. You're the best thing."
Yeah,
ever.
No, I get that. Yeah, and I can see why you would think that.
Yeah. Because there have been people, I mean, throughout, it's mainly when you're a lot younger, and men think, well, your partners think that a way to, it's like a white lie to make you feel so good about yourself. It's to like... It
is, yeah, to say, "Oh, the best I've ever had."
Yeah. Even if it's not exactly true.
Yeah, I think that maybe might be the case if you've had a lot of sexual experiences,
this
maybe.
Man
I'm not sure.
Was willing to get his dick chopped off for a woman.
Yeah.
Like, that's how...
Yeah, it's mental.
That's how mental that is as well. Like, there are men that would literally, like, castrate themselves for a girl if it meant that they would love them, which is sad.
Yeah.
You know, he's not accepting of anything about himself. He's like, "I will change everything about myself. I will become less of a man for you."
This, I don't know. The more we talk about it, the more I feel like it's just metaphors for, like, it's just showcased in a really wacky and weird way, but it's metaphors for life and love and grief and disappointment and sex and all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
It's just showcased in a very weird and wacky way.
Yeah. It's like nothing that he does is good enough for any of these women as well. Like he's got this impression of who they are, and it's still not good enough because I'm impotent now, I feel better, and she's like, well, actually now I want something else. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's lost her again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very interesting thought about that.
No, I agree. From that angle, yeah, because it's obviously very like bizarre and surreal, you know, and I think there's definitely deeper meaning stuff there, just using these as props in a weird way to showcase relationships and sex and job and worldview, you know, worldviews on certain things, right?
And this, the way that he has this best friend who is Nagi, who is his mentally disabled assistant. He's there saying, the only book I've ever read is the phone book. I can't finish this fucking skull puzzle. It's too difficult. And Nagi's the one that can do it. And Nagi's the one that ends up with this, the head of the girl that actually genuinely wants to marry him. You know, and it sucks that she unfortunately is already dead and decomposing.
Yeah.
But he, you know, poor Nagi.
I know. I do like
and also
Nagi.
Franco, the guy, the clerk, just he has everything. He has a wife and daughter, and he still says that everything's shitty, and the only thing that's not shitty is sleep when he's dying.
Yeah,
he goes and kills people. It's like,
I think it just speaks to the like normal, like if you put this in a normal setting,
if you took out all the weirdness,
it's just now that I really do think about it, it's just a weird and wacky, over the top way to showcase the normal things that normal people go through. It's just showcased in such a bizarre way.
Yeah,
I like it. I do like that. It kind of makes you think a little bit.
Yeah, it's a thinker, but you don't have to actually think about it if you don't want to. It can just be a really just weird, stupid film. That
you can take it at face value for what it is. You know,
that it's beautifully artistic and well made and funny and interesting and not too long.
Yeah.
It's only 100 minutes. That's not a lot.
Yeah, I think it was like an hour and I said an hour and 40. Yeah, an hour and 43, but I think it goes pretty close right up into the end because some credits end up being really long, but I think this goes like 5 minutes before the credits. So
yeah. I thought it was great. It's definitely my sort of movie.
Oh yeah.
Just wholeheartedly love it.
What would you rate it then?
mean, I give it a 10 out of 10. And I think I've only heard... Did I do that for Frankenhooker?
Yes.
So I reserve... Like, this was so fucking good. This reminded me how good it was that I changed my top... It's in my top 4 on Letterboxd again now.
Ooh.
It's replaced Fiend, which is... a Dondolo one, which I love. I do love it, but this was just, I enjoyed every fucking second of it, and cracking shit. Do you want to do some triv? Do you want to do some triv?
Go for it.
Because the ossuary, which is the crypt for bones, and it's a real one. One of the crew members removed some of the bones from the ossuary during the filming, but quickly replaced them the next day, claiming to have encountered an angry ghost.
Somebody got spooked.
The sets for the cemetery were built upon actual abandoned cemetery grounds in Italy.
Oh Again, my god.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I already mentioned the when they're kissing in the crypt in the shrouds with that looks like the the Lovers painting,
Yeah.
and where the returners get their energy from. So genuinely, Ignis Fatuus, the Will o' the Wisps, they do that. That is a thing that's sometimes seen in like swampy areas. I don't know what it is.
Fireflies, maybe?
Well, maybe. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna learn about that. In 2009, the horror website A Shot in the Head shows Anna Falchi's boobs from her new scenes in this film as the #1 on their list of top 10 boobs in horror movies.
Whoa.
Like, whoa. The reason why I really love the music, I think, is because Tangerine Dream was supposed to compose the soundtrack, but because of scheduling conflicts, they had to drop out. So the music is very similar to Tangerine Dream because it's got that vibe about it. And I love it. It's beautiful. Based on 1983 Tiziana Sclavi book with the same title, Francesca Damorte being a sort of alter ego of Dylan Dog, which is a comic character, which is interesting, which was drawn to look like Rupert Everett.
Oh, okay.
Who wanted to do an American remake of it later in the 90s after he got some popularity, but it never happened.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it's better like this, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. That you can see a lot of the strings in the goofs.
Yeah, maybe because it's like
goofs.
higher quality, you can always see that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, honestly, it does not bother me at all. I like the practicality.
Strings. Yeah, I just think this is such a good film, mate. Love it, mate. It's so fucking good. We already talked about the budget and everything as well.
We did, yeah, got that right and out of the park in the beginning. So
yeah.
I think all that's left is the dice, but yeah.
Yeah, I think this film is, if you want to get, I'm gonna make a bingo card to see what I'm gonna talk. Like, going forwards, I'm gonna make us a bingo card each.
Yeah.
So that we can see, like, how many tropes
in our
YOMP tropes are getting hit each time, because
I'd love that. That would be really genuinely quite funny.
It'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So I haven't decided on what I can put on my list next, but it's your turn.
You can
anyway.
wait. Yeah, like I've just been like, whenever it comes to picking from the list, I end up, unless I like think of one, but you're perfectly fine to just add it the next episode.
Yeah, I think I know what to put on. Yeah, because we've got Dreamscape. This is my list, by the way. Dreamscape, Total Recall, Under the Silver Lake, Napoleon Dynamite, Santa Sangre, and I'm going to add a little film called Trances to the list, which is, I think, it's a sci-fi.
Okay.
So that's a bit different. It's a little bit different for me but it's one of those that is, I'll just write it down. Ta-da! So let's get into the dice room. Come on in. I've got the door open. There's a nice comfy seat for you there, G.
Oh, thank you.
Do you want to take a little seat in the dice room?
I'm taking a seat in the dice room. So on my list is Crocodile Dundee, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Princess Diaries, Blade Runner 2049, Cool World, and Neon Demon.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm really scared.
Yeah, it's worrying. It's there's a lot of stuff going on here. Let's roll.
Which one is it? Is it the 6? The digital?
Yeah, it's the 6. How many movies do you have on your dice? How do you... 6.
Let me get a 10 out for a 6.
Can we just
tier.
flip several coins to figure out which one you got?
Oh, it's a 3.
It's a 3.
It's Princess fucking Diaries, dude.
Bro. Oh. Do you know what's even fucking worse for me in this situation?
You've seen it recently, haven't
I've seen
you?
it recently.
Yeah. Oh.
I gotta watch it again. And I'm gonna sit there in a very Clockwork Orange sort of situation where
This is so fucking funny. Although I'm pretty sure this isn't like a long.
Better fucking not be, mate.
Let's have a look.
It's gonna be like the 3-hour director's cut of Princess Diaries.
Oh my god, it's 1 hour and 51 minutes. I thought it was shorter than that.
Oh,
she's gonna kill herself.
Oh, I'm gonna get my own back somehow. Just you fucking wait. Just you wait. We might even have a guest on.
Oh.
Shall we? We'll have to select wisely because otherwise, I don't think anyone's going to show up.
I mean, oh fuck.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not next time. Maybe the time after.
Oh no. We'll see.
Do you want to join our podcast? We're talking about the Princess Diaries.
I mean, honestly, I think Pyrian.
You think he would?
I think he might, because he's got, daughters, so...
We'll get them on the podcast, and they can be...
I think because he's a girl dad, so he might be all right with it. And I think he might get it.
He are very cynical in general.
Yeah. This actually could be good. Oh
all right,
my God.
We'll see how it pans out. No promises, team.
But fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. And with that, I will bid you adieu.
Yes.
As always, thank you for joining us on this extremely lengthy
my God.
Chat about Cemetery Man. We have a Patreon. We have, if you could you can leave comments on everything now. We like reading things like that. Mm-hmm. So leave comments.
Nice comments, not nasty ones.
Don't leave nasty comments. We don't read those.
We don't like those.
We don't like those. We like to lift our friends up. We like to make each other feel nice. Thanks for listening.
We will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.